everybody to The Ride. What we're going to be doing today is talking to Armando Mendoza. He actually owns the 1956 F100 that we've been working on. Armando, tell us a little bit about how you came across the pickup.
Well, I was at a friend's house, and they're off of Western, and I just happened to turn around, you know, and there it was. And then I asked my friend, I said, "You think he'll sell it?" And he said, "I think he's selling it." I said, "Oh, okay." Then I just walked to his place, and I said, "How much?" And I looked at it, and I said, "How much you want for it?" He said, $4,000, $4,000. I said, "I'll buy it."
Done.
It's a done deal. So it ran and everything. It was just standard at the time, you know. It was red, you know, and I drove it for a couple of years, you know, and then I just started fixing it up since then.
So was that the engine that is in it right now is the 360?
No, that engine, I bought it off of a guy that I knew, and it actually that engine was a 292 or something like that. It was, I think that it was. I took that out and sold that engine, and then I put that in there. A friend of mine did it, and he did quite a bit to that. He put the power steering and everything like that, and automatic.
Is that when it was converted over to the automatic?
Yeah, it was converted. He did all of that, and from there I just started doing a little bit at a time, you know. Yeah.
Now the bed, did you make the slats for the bed, or you had them made?
I made them myself.
You made them?
Yeah, I just got the original ones that were there, and they were pretty well weathered out, and I just copied them, and the first time I bought some, so the second time I made them.
Okay.
And then because you know, the ones that I bought just didn't last very much. They're very long, so then I got these made, but I got some guys that I know that do woodwork. They cut the slots in there.
So you had like a cabinet shop or something?
Yeah, do that, and that's what they do. And I didn't know. It's just like coming to your place, you know. You just look at a sign and hey. That's why I asked you, you know,
Right.
Hey, what do you do? What do you want to do?
Now, you mentioned that there was a family member who did the flame job on there and the pinstripe.
Yeah. That was my nephew. He lives in Colorado Springs, and he's pretty talented. He does a lot of stuff, you know. He's very, very talented. And I said, "Hey, do me some flames." And at that time, he was not doing very much, so he did it. And man, it just came out. His name is, if you've seen it,
Right.
his nickname is the Hog or something like that. You know, but yeah, he did a good job. I liked it, you know. And my family members, my wife's sister, she did the upholstery. She put in the upholstery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you've had multiple people work on it here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like they're either family members or they become family members by the time it's done.
Right. By the time it's done, you'll probably be my brother.
Part of the extended family.
Yeah.
Now when we got it, the front end was sitting really low,
Right.
and you kept damaging bumpers.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that process. Did it start off that low, or just over time? What happened?
No, it started out that low, but at the first time it had the original bumper. You know, it wasn't chromed, and then I said, well, I can go at a sideways and not hit it. And so I bought a chrome, and it still did it. So I said, man, I gotta lift this thing up. And I've gone through even my friend that did put the motor and everything. He was gonna look at it, and he said, you're gonna have to put whatever, you know. And I said, well, I don't want to spend that much money. So, you know, and I've lifted like that, and I've hit the curb many times. Just scraped that front. Remember when we were when we tried to take it off that wrecker?
Yeah, to be able to unload it, we had to remove the bumper that was installed,
Right.
because we just couldn't get the clearance when it came in on the flatbed. So we got that taken care of, and then we addressed it. Actually, what we found out was it has Mustang 2 components in there, but not a full Mustang clip. And it had some original springs in there, some of the older lighter duty springs. We went back with a heavier spring and got you a little bit better ride height, and we got a little bit further adjustment as far as that goes. Also, when it came in, we had a little bit of oil leak, we had a little cooling issue, and then we had some fuel delivery issues that we've been tending to for you as well. Does she, if you will, have a name? Have you ever named her?
No, I call her Babe.
Call her Babe?
Yeah.
So we'll just call her Babe.
Babe.
There you go.
My baby, that's my baby, you know. And I've always loved the 56. I've had my stepdad, he had a 56. And that's when I fell in love with him. I mean, I really did fall in love with that. And I promised me that I was going to get one. And I did, found one. And I've had one ever since. And that was a long time ago, 20 plus years I've had that truck. I just been fixing it up a little bit.
I noticed that you have on your truck, there's what people would consider uncharacteristic flaws, if you will, in regards to like the painting of the chips on the paint and so on and so forth, because that shows that you actually drive it.
Right.
You're not one of those keep it in the garage, keep it on the trailer. You want to be able to drive it, and that's what that was made for, was to be driven.
Right.
Do you have other vehicles that you drive just as regularly, or that are projects that you?
No, that's the only one that Sierra out there is the only one I drive almost every time. But this one I'll drive it when it's nice, you know, and I'll drive it and show it off, and I'm not going to keep it inside. Not that's why I put an air conditioner in it.
Right.
So I could drive it, you know, and be cool. But anyway, you know, I've got other cars, but basically the other cars that I have, that one belongs to the wife, and the Mustang, 67 Mustang I have in there belongs to my grandson, and the golf cart belongs to me.
The golf. There you go.
But this is my baby, you know, and there's a lot of my sisters, and hey, let me ride it, let me drive it. Negative. I do let them have it for a little bit and said, go around the block, that's it, come back. That's it.
You said you've had it for over 20 years, and that there's the occasion where a family member might be you'll pick them up for a special occasion or something like that. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, whenever they have like a wedding or a graduation, and they ask me if I could, pick them up, or as a matter of fact, a friend of mine in the fire department, he asked me that if I could borrow my truck so his kid can start from point A, which I don't know where it's going to be, to the high school, you know, and he'll drive it. And I said, sure, why not, you know. I said, I don't mind. So it'll be this few months from now, whenever they graduate, and that's what I do. I let them drive it. I mean, you know, it's why not? You know, it's for a show. I mean, to look at, you know. And I've gone to a few, you know, car shows, and they're on 6th Street. They have a lot of them, and a lot of people, they stop by and get in it. I mean, I leave the door open, and they get in it, and they, you know. The key's not left in there, so. Right. But yeah, that's what I do. You know, I'm pretty easy. Yeah.
So it's got the 360 in it. It's been converted over to automatic. Do you recall what transmission's in there?
No, I don't. He grabbed that transmission, and he never did tell me what it was. I really don't know. I can't tell you that. I'm sure. I mean, that thing can really, really move. It can really move, man. I tell you what. And I've gone through this, you know, canyon anyway, man. You just see an orange flash go, you know. But yeah, I love driving it. Yeah.
Now the headliner, I noticed, was a kit. Was that something you installed? Or
no, that's what my sister-in-law and brother-in-law they did that. I bought the kit, and I said, how much you charge me for it? And they said this much. I said, all right. So the flames and the upholstery, I had to take it to Dollar Springs. That's where they live. So I transported it over there with it, you know.
And do they have a shop there?
Yes, the whole family's pretty much into building cars.
Into cars.
Oh yes, they really are. That's why. And sometimes they're too busy for me, you know. And sometimes that's why I can look around and find places like this, you know.
Perfect.
You know? But, you know, even though Colorado Springs is pretty far, just take a truck. But that's what I did. And they're pretty talented people, man. They
Good,
really
good.
are. You know.
What is we're going to be addressing, of course, getting some tunes going through there. As far as the stereo system, we're going to be doing some tint and a little bit more of the fit and finish, if you will, kind of get things wrapped up. What do you see next for the truck? Are we going to call it done for the time being, or is there still something in the back of your head that is the plan for the future?
Plan for the future is to paint the inside where the engine compartment is.
Oh,
Yeah, and then do a little maintenance on the outside. You know, there's if you've noticed on the driver's door, there's a kind of like a BB. Yeah, and
Right.
I don't know where that came from. And then there's the other things, little dings that, you know, but that'll be here in about maybe a year from now or something.
Right.
But that engine compartment, that's my next project.
That was something that's kind of stuck in your side and gone, man, I wish that would have happened.
I wish I would have done that whenever, but of course the engine was already there when that paint job was done. I came up with this guy and it was already in the shop and the engine was in there, so I just hauled it over to his place and he painted it. But that's my next project, the engine compartment.
Engine compartment. What we like to do is find the heart and soul of the vehicle, really get to know the customer and bring it all forward. That inner beauty, that little bit of extra, that little bit of fit and finish, and that little extra spark just to get some more out of it.
Yes, sir.
Armando, do you have anything else?
No, just you need some car work, come to the ride, man, they'll do it, and they will, or find how to do it.
There you go.
You know, that's it, pretty much.
All right, Armando.
Thank you.
We do appreciate you, sir.
Thank you.